Okay, I think we're live. So I'm just going to set up a watch party on this other device. And tonight we're going to be, it's just me, sorry, just me tonight. And what I'm going to do is set up, I've got my watch party going. Tonight is about early years. I'm going to show you what I do for early years, because on Sunday, Easter Sunday, 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to do a show. So I'm going to just invite everybody that you can think of to enjoy a show, 10 o'clock Easter Sunday. If you want it more than once that day, that's fine. If it's something you want, please put a request in. I love doing my early years show. So you know what, go for it. Send me a request if you've got a group of kids that you want to, I've just got to get my brain groups. They're making this fun for kids of all ages. And if I've got the live here, then I can make a watch party. And oh, there we go. Is it live? Is it live? Is it live? Ooh, that's last night's live. I don't see tonight's live yet. I don't see you guys on here. So I can't see what's happening. This is the thing. Now, why am I looking on there? I'm confused now because I don't see it. Wait a minute. Do I have to go here? Sorry, usually I have a nice, oh, there we go. Okay, I've got that. So I can see me there, but I still don't see me live on here. So whenever oh, there it is. Share. Oh, hello, Francis. Start watch party, which is I just put on my own one. I'm just going to tag, if I can, Cheryl. There we go. Start watch party, start. All right, that's going. Right, so tonight, I'm going to take this off. Oh, right, let me just mute that. That's going. Right, so how do I mute this? I'm going to take this off. Silent mode on. Whoa, it's gone the wrong way. Sorry, guys. Usually I don't do the technology myself. There we go. Right, so hi. Oh, it's my grandson's daddy is on. Hi, Mark. Please do share. We're doing an early years show, so that's perfect for Leo on Sunday. Leo, 10 o'clock, doing a live, Mark. I've already said what I'm doing. You're late. So we're doing just ideas for early years. So I'm doing an actual show on Sunday. Right now, I'm just going to give you some ideas. So we've got my early years show. I do use other things depending, but the standard show is soap bubbles and balloons, and it's maths. So let's see the ideas that might be helpful to you. Now, I use balloons for the show. You'll see the show on Sunday. You don't have to use balloons. You can use pipe cleaner. You can use whatever straws. You can use whatever device you want. This is how it goes. So the idea being that we talk about shapes, and the first shape, whoop, excuse me, sorry, it's that sort of, oh dear. So I just make a shape. I wonder what I'm making. I wonder what I'm making. I wonder what I'm making. I wonder what I'm making, and they can shout out whatever they think it is. And so they come up with all sorts of things. It might be a TV or television. TV's American, telly's English. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So they come up with all sorts of ideas, and it's just, and the shapes, well, actually, no, I do at this point. I say, well, how many squares have I got? And we might go around. This is the square 1, 2, 3, 4. So those of you that do early years, you know about all that. But grown-ups, if you've got a very little person, then just counting, even if they don't know the word square, if you just count 1, 2, 3, 4 and name it as a square in this case. So if it's a rectangle, it's a rectangle. It's what's more important at the younger you are, is to recognize the properties of the shape rather than the names. They can name it whatever they want at this point. And so I wonder what I'm making. Right, here we go. So this is with a balloon. As I say, you can use, excuse me. Now, if you think of a resource that you would work well for this, then please do share it with everybody else in the group. And that way it gives other people ideas of how they can do this. Now, I wonder what I'm making. I wonder what I'm making. We go through ideas. So it's when in the early years, connecting the shapes they see with things in real life. What does it look like? What does it look like is a really important question for early years. So they don't necessarily have to, but I mean, they could have gone there and then that's a triangle. How many squares have I got? How many triangles have I got? And now I wonder what I'm making. Well, we don't know, but then I got a butterfly, we've got different things. And how many squares have we got? 1, 2, or a pair of glasses. And so it's just about recognizing, excuse me. You've seen a bit of the show on Sunday. Okay, right, here we go. So I wonder what I'm making, So whatever shape you make, it doesn't matter what you make, doesn't matter what resource you make it with, if it's engaging to the child and you're having a conversation to the next thing, what is it? What could it be? It could be a book, it could be a computer, or a book, sorry, computer. You can play with it, take your time. And what does it look like that's similar in real life? So, oh yes, of course, then the other thing is what colour is this? What colour is this balloon? And what colour is, I don't know how well you can see it in this light, but oh, let me turn this light on. That's a bit better. What colour is this balloon? Ooh, dark side of the moon here. What colour is this balloon? Anyway, the light will be better on Sunday morning because I'll have the sun shining in here. So I'm going to demonstrate what I do with this because hopefully this is for parents who are doing maths at home. And the thing is, for early years especially, what you do, well, actually, it ideally wouldn't stop, is you keep, got balloon in my mouth, keep having that conversation with your children. Make that part of your family conversation when you go out. Make maths part of your family conversation, because the objective would be that the fear of maths never starts, because if it never starts, sorry, then it never goes away. And that is the ideal, that it's family friendly. And grown-ups, if you have fear, worry, if you think you're bad at maths, if you hate maths, zip it. Say nothing. Do not share that with your children. Do not give them any indication of that. And if you don't know what to say, don't say anything. Ask questions. Well, what do you think? Well, what did you work out? Well, how did you do that? Well, how do you think you should do that? And if you don't know the answer, come on this group, ask me and ask other people. There'll be other people on this group. That will be only 2. Excuse me. Okay, air's gone out. That's good. There we go. I wonder what I'm making. Ooh, okay, it could be a ladder, it could be a choo-choo train, it could be, just play with it, just have lots of things, and if you can make it nice and big as well, that's fun. And I wonder what I'm making. I wonder what I'm making. How many squares have we got? 1, 2, 3. For early years, you want to keep it nice and slow, very, very clear. That's 1 square, that's 2 squares, and that is 3 squares. So well, I wonder what I'm making. I have no idea what colour this is, but let's call it white. And let's see. Hop, 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 hop. Oh yes, when I perform, I count, and that's it. With early years as well, counting constantly, constant counting is great practice, especially if you count different things, so that the numbers just make sense. They don't have to make sense initially. Whoops. The human brain, the way we learn, the way a child learns a language, nobody teaches a child a language, a child just picks it up. That's how we work. And the same with maths. If you just keep counting things, oh my goodness, how many squares have I got now? What have I made? All kinds of things. You'll see that on Sunday. I do a lot of. Oh dear. Oops. How many squares have I got? Well, let me just tie this one up first. How many squares have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 squares. What have I made? What could it be? Some will say a square and some will say other things. It doesn't matter. We've counted the squares. And then finally we've got, whoopsie. It helps if it's actually, they're not actually cakes. And the last one, we count the faces. You'll see that on Sunday. Now, again, properties of shapes. If you want to look at 3D shapes, the faces are squares. Each face is a square, and that the language, this is I have some great maths mentors, and what they tell me is keep the language simple. The face is a face. The pointy bits are vertices. That's a vertex. They're vertices. You can call them corners at this age, but I still call them vertices. I call them, this is your vertex, and then, or the corners, I use both. And then each, what other people might call an edge, I call, what other people might call a side, I call an edge. So in mathematics, there are 3 official words: face, edge, vertex. And that way you just start, and there's no reason why they can't learn those words. They all know how to say Tyrannosaurus Rex at an early age. So of course I can say edge, vertex, and face. And whenever I say face, I always do that. Now, I wonder what I'm making. What other colour have I got here? We'll do, oh, purple. A nice purple colour, or lilac. And I wonder what I'm making. And up to this point, I count as I pump. That's the thing, count all the time, count constantly. And I wonder what I'm making. Oh my goodness, I'm making another triangle. I wonder what I'm making. I seem to be a little bit nervous here. I seem to be it's falling apart at the seams, literally falling apart at the vertices. Oh my goodness. What did I just do? Ah, here it is. Falling apart at the vertices. I suspect it might be because I have a little bit of bubble juice on my hands, a bit of soap on my hands. So I wonder what I'm making. I'm just going to do a little bubble there. So now what have I got? I've got 2 triangles. What could it be? Sounds like a house. Now, how many triangles have I got? So this is visualization. What we're doing here is connecting shapes, math shapes, with real life shapes. But visualization is really critical, which is why I keep saying, I wonder what I'm making. What does it look like? And that way, that you're honing in their visualization skills. You're encouraging them to see something and think what else it looks like. Now, I have 2 triangles. Well, what happens if I join that triangle to that triangle there? Oh, come up with all kinds of, it doesn't matter what they think as long as they're visualizing. So I join them together and kapow. How many triangles have we now got? Now this is the power of going from 2D to 3D. Don't have to talk about that at all, but they have the surprise. The surprise is what you want in maths to really get children's imaginations going. And now I'm going to attach this to here. Oh, so there we count 1, 2, 3, 4, nice and slowly. 1, 2, 3. First of all, and allow them to look at it, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what I've got to go a bit further away. So this one we don't need. Whoopsie. Woo! There it goes. And now we're going to attach a big balloon. I wonder what I've made. They come up with all kinds of ideas. Interestingly, when I've done this, I'll tell you, I do this in Denmark as well. And in England, most children say at this point, or a lot of, sorry, see what I'm doing. I'm placing that, oh, that's going over the top, bring that back down. A lot of, hey, here we go again. In England, children say, what do they call it? They might call it a house. They might call it different things. Might call it a tree house. In Denmark, for some reason, it's very, very common for them to say it's a birdhouse, but not here. Don't know why. Anyway, it's fallen apart, but it'll come out right on Sunday. So now I've taught them a little song, which if you come 10 o'clock on Sunday, you can learn the song, or something similar. And we use our hands, and then what we're doing is we're counting. I'm just going to use one hand for now, but I've used 10 by this point. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. Let's see if I can send it towards you. So what have I made? I've made a rocket. So but it's made out of squares and triangles, and we've done a lot of thinking and visualization on the way. And then the next thing I do, oh, here they are. I'll have a conversation about the gloves too. They appear out of my pockets. So we look at how long the gloves are, and are they the longest gloves you've ever seen? The longest, shortest, tallest, shortest, biggest, smallest. Those ist words, those extreme words are important. Big, small, and then the difference between long and big as well. So it's longer, shorter, and smaller, bigger. So when you're talking about length, just like one dimension, it's different to big and small. And tall and short, of course, refers to the height of people and animals and buildings and height. So what am I doing now? I've made a lovely big mess in this bag. Oh yes, here we go. So I start off with a piece of string. Now get rid of this bag and bring out this lovely bucket. You might do it up here. Here we go. So I'm not going to go through the routine. I'm going to go through the routine, but basically we have a short piece of string and we make a bubble. Ooh. What shape is the bubble? The bubble is a sphere, and when they're little, between 2, 3 and 5, they might have heard. Whoops. They might have heard the word, but a lot of them say spear. So I just say S as in snake, F as in fox, and then ear. I usually say it before I've got all soap all over my hands. So sphere. Oh, and it's gone. So now we're going to make the string longer. If the string is longer, what is going to happen to oh my goodness, I'm making a lovely mess, to the sphere? The sphere is going to the string gets longer, the sphere gets bigger. Here we go. Gunky gunk. Lovely gunky gunk. Woo. And the sphere gets bigger. Wow. And I get them to just pretend they're wrapping their hands around it and show me the size of the sphere, and everyone says sphere. And then we're going to make the string longer. So if it was 4, even 5-year-olds, I'd say we're doubling the length of the string. But when they're littlies, I just say make the string longer. What's going to happen to the sphere? The sphere is going to get bigger. Right, this is really hard to catch. See if I can catch it. No. Okay. And then I've got to get a towel here. Where's my towel? Where did I put my towel? Where's the towel? So here it is. String's going to, whoops, there we go, towel's there. And then make the string even longer. Now, this is the longest we can make the string. because there is no more string to open out. It's the longest we can make it. So that'll be the biggest sphere. I'll show them how big it's going to be. So what's it going to be as big as? Is it going to be as big as if they don't come up with anything, I say, is it going to be as big as an ant or a mouse or a dinosaur? And then they start coming up with lots of lovely ideas of what it's going to be as big as. And I make it. Ooh, here we go. Why? It's kind of hard to make I'm not actually set up for doing a show. I'm just demonstrating to you. Now the mix for the bubble juice, I'll put a link to it at the bottom on the comments if you want to make bubble juice. All this is just a piece of string, and you don't have to use balloons. You can use whatever you want to use. But I use balloons. I'm going to put this down here. There's one last thing that we use now. Again, these can be made. I've got shapes here. That's just 4 shapes I've got. So these are available for sale. But you can make these out of straws. You can make them out of pipe cleaners. And the interesting thing is, no matter how wobbly the shape is, how wonky the outside shape is, the inside will always be the same. Because a bubble, if it's going to join this in this instance, 12 edges together, it'll always join them with the most efficient path or most efficient surface area, which is this. And there's a whole show bit. There's a whole section of the show based around that. I don't do that with the littlies. I just show them. And well, first of all, we count how many faces there are, and we name the cube. There's a little song for the cube. And then, so all of that I'm going to share on Sunday, and you're most welcome to use it. Or ideas, if it inspires something, please let me know. If you have any ideas, take pictures, please do share with the other people on the group so that we can all thrive in this time of doing maths at home. And then, of course, please do continue after this. Please don't stop doing maths at home. Continue doing maths at home. Talk to your teachers if you have any concerns, but making maths a normal part of your conversation with your children is so valuable. And one of the things it will do is make sure that they never get to that point where they, oh my goodness, I don't know if you saw that cubic bubble in the middle there, but let's see if it's going to come out. And we have, a double bubble. Here it comes. And right, that is it for today. There are other shapes. I will do other shapes on Sunday. I won't have my little audience, but if you can provide a little audience, then I more or less know what they're going to be saying. So on Sunday at 10 o'clock, Sunday morning, and if you do want shows at other times, let me know. We can organise shows at other times, and I'll be only too delighted. I love doing my show for the littlies, and that will be 30. I don't know how long this has gone. Yes, about 20 minutes for this one. But I've just shown you a few ideas. If you have any questions, please let me know. I haven't actually prepared. I'll do a video now of how to make the bubble juice. And let me see who we've got. We've got lots of lovely people on here. Oh, Evelyn Cook from Bognar's joined us. Margaret, hello, Margaret. We've got loads of people that have joined us. I don't know if they're still on a shape. My brother says, what is it? A shape. And we do have children that say that. When I say, what is it? And they'll say, a balloon. I'm like, yeah, it is a balloon. It's made up of a balloon, isn't it? Absolutely. Hi, Mike. Oh, my goodness. Mike Mireles, he's a bubble artist. And Pindy from Cape Town. Oh, my goodness. And lots of other people. Roddy from Cape Town as well. Oh, and Dov, Captain Calamity. Dov, please do put, if you're still on, please do put a link to what you're doing. Dov has a great YouTube channel. Okay, so let's see if there's any questions. And no actual questions. So we'll be promoting it on Sunday. I'll be telling people about it. I just decided today to do the Sunday morning because of a conversation I was having with Francis. As a result of the wonderful James Kennedy from Scotland, who was doing a live, and I'm like, well, let's do it. So it's a group of early years children that are stuck at home. So we're going to do a live on Sunday, and yes, and if you want me to do that show, but another time or some a variation of it. I do shows and workshops from age 3 to 11 and more. Yeah, if it's one-to-one or few to, I've got the Zoom account, so I can do all of that. So let me know. You'll be very welcome, and I'm only too glad to share, especially during this time where you're forced to do maths at home. But I will actually want you, I really, really, really encourage you to continue doing maths as part of your family conversation. Right, let's just see if there's any other questions. I think this one here is, if I can, oh, here we go. Francis, oh, you're very welcome. Sinead, Francis liked it, loved it. Oh, okay. I'm glad you liked it, Francis. I'm really pleased. And let's see. It's not my laptop here. Here we go. Oh, we've got a wow. I love wows. Okay, I'm not quite sure which way to go on here. Which way is the beginning? Which way is the end? So hopefully I've caught as many people as I could. No actual questions. Please do send in requests. I'd be delighted. I'd be so delighted to do shows for your littlies, even if it's just one of you. But maybe you could get your friends to come in as well, and we'll do shows for multiple children. I forgot, as usual, forgot to record this one, but I can save it off the live and put it on YouTube so that you can refer to it, putting on links and all that jazz. Thank you very much. And it's Caroline. I forgot even to do that. Caroline from Bubbly Maths here. We do maths work with, but I don't know if you can hear that. They're upstairs doing something. Cabin fever. And Caroline from Bubbly Maths. We do workshops and shows in schools, and now we are going online. I'm creating online courses and all kinds of things, and lots of YouTube videos. I create stuff with Aiming High, so that's a lot of resources that you can use. Now, those are resources up till now they've been aimed at teachers. Now, this is a NGO that works in Africa, helping give professional development to teachers in Africa. And now they're creating, my lovely friend Tony is creating resources for parents to go with them. So I'm in the process of creating a bunch of videos to go with that, and that's on the Maths Toys channel. So there's the Bubbly Maths channel. I'll put the links down. Excuse me, down below. Maths Toys channel. Lots of resources, more and more coming all the time. Please do. Well, I'm on at 8 o'clock every night, even if it's just for a little chat. 8 o'clock live on here every night. That's on the Making Maths Fun for Kids of All Ages. And I'm also this week I'm doing 10 o'clock on Sunday. And yeah, requests, let me know. Take care. See you tomorrow night. Please join me. Stay safe, stay healthy, keep calm, and wash your hands.